Hey guys, I'm here and today I'm doing the first part of my 3-part collection video. Now it's 3 parts. I wanted to show you guys my signed albums because I'm not bringing them home with me when I do go home. Just because I'm bringing so many other things, I had to choose to leave something here and I decided to leave my signed albums here. So I wanted to do a video showing you what signed albums I do have, and also I've gotten really into signed albums this year, so I would like to collect more next year, and I feel like if I film a video like this that eventually will need to be updated, it'll motivate me to buy more things from M-Wave. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you these. Maybe should I go in order of how I got them? I don't know. I'm just gonna go through them and show you them, and I guess I'll start with this one because I'm pretty sure this is the first signed album I ever got, and it definitely is the first signed album I ever got, and it's the weirdest shaped signed album that I own. So the first album that I have signed is GOT7's first mini album. If you know this, that's like amazing. You've been around for a while. And my signatures for this are on the inside, obviously, because yeah, it doesn't make sense to do them on the outside. Ooh, I like that focus, new camera. I like this focus. I wasn't really sure how to protect this when I first got it, and basically what I've just done is I tried to put like clear nail polish on it because I thought that that would be helpful, but I basically just decided that I just don't touch this one, and yeah. So I probably should have bought like a normal edition, like a normal unsigned version of this, because yeah, but this is the only one I don't have in plastic wrap because you need to open it in order to see the signatures. So I'm pretty sure one of the next signed albums I bought was one of my one-member signed albums, and this is a Young Jae signed version of GOT7's Identify, and I really wanted this album because for a while this was my favorite album, but I'm a really big fan of the Flight Log trilogy, so those are now my favorite albums. But for a while this was my favorite album, and I was just like dying to have like a special version of it. So I only own this version of Identify, and I don't really have any desire to get the white version ever. I feel like if I got the white version I would need to have that signed as well in order for it to not be like weird. But this is the largest signed album that I own, so my weirdest signed album and my largest signed album are both GOT7. Because JYP needs to make my life difficult, I guess. I bought this one from eBay, but the person who sold it on eBay got it from M-Wave. So, yeah. And that one I just ordered M-Wave by myself. So I have this one, which I'm actually pretty proud of now. I have Jin's signed BTS's. Everybody's just like, I know what album that is. You know what album this is. I have the first part of BTS's trilogy signed by Seokjin, who is my bias. I went through a very large group order for this, and I was like, if I don't get Seokjin, I'm gonna be so sad, and I did get him on this version of the album, and I do own normal versions of both versions of this album, so this is really just like my extra thing. But I don't think that BTS did a meet and greet for the Wings album, and I don't think BTS have done a meet and greet in a little bit because they're like really popular now. So most of the time when groups are really popular, like to BTS and EXO's level, they just kind of stop doing meet and greets, which is kind of sad. But I'm really happy that I got this when I did, because BTS like literally blew up after this, and I probably never would have gotten a Seokjin signed anything. So yeah, I'm very happy I own that. This one I bought. This is UKISS's Always. This is their 10th mini album, because UKISS have so many mini albums. That's what happens when you've been around since 2008, I think, is when they debuted. But yeah, this is an all-member group signed, and I'm happy about this because UKISS are one of the originals for me, and I've been with UKISS since 2009. I've known them since 2009, and I'm just really happy to have something signed. And I'm pretty sure that the person was selling a bunch of these. She had like extra ones. She got them from M-Wave, but she did like a group order and ordered a ton of extras for herself. And she was selling them for a really cheap price, and the money was going towards some cause. I don't really remember what it was, or some donation or something. So whatever it was, it made me feel really good about buying it from her. So I went ahead and I bought that from her. So it was after the meet and greet had happened, but yeah. And then I have this one. This is probably my favorite like visual signed album, and it's UP10TION's first mini album, So Dangerous, and when UP10TION debuted, I knew I had to support them in every single way possible. So I went ahead and participated in their meet and greet, and it was all member signed ones. So I just ordered one because all member signs are my favorite, unless it's like a really huge bias of mine. Then I would like to have one member sign, like for Jin. Someday I'd like to get a BTS all member signed, but that's probably not going to happen at this point. So this is my favorite one because if you've never held this album before, this entire like front slip thing is like paper. So they basically took Sharpie to paper and it turned out really pretty. It's like just light enough that you can see all of the members' signatures really well, and you didn't have to worry about smudging because there was literally no chance of it smudging. It dried immediately, which was so nice. This is the only album that I have like 2 signed versions of, and I had 3 for a while, but Monsta X's second mini album, Rush, which to this day I think is my least favorite mini album from Monsta X, and I would like to participate in another one of their meet and greets, but I feel like they always sneak up on me and I'm always unprepared for them. So I haven't done it since Rush, but I'm very happy with what I do have from them because I do have an all-member signed one and I do have Wano's, and the way I ended up with 3, I also had a SHINee signed one for a while, was the girl I did a group order with, who I've done a group order with for another album I'm going to show you. I did 2 albums, I did, you know, one of each. I also have normal editions of both of these, so I just have a lot of versions of this album. That's why I wanted to get rid of the 3rd one, because I was like, I don't need this. But she raffled off the all-member signed ones. I think she ended up with like 4 or 5 or something, and she wanted to raffle them off because it wouldn't be fair to just give certain people it. So I ended up winning her raffle, and one of my albums was an all-member signed album, which I was really excited about, and I accepted it because I wanted an all-member signed album. But I also really wanted a Wano signed album, and she told me that my other one was SHINee, and I was like, okay. And then she wouldn't let me like trade for another member, but then she decided to sell her Wano one, so I ended up buying the Wano one from her and selling my SHINee one to another person who was very SHINee biased and was very happy about getting the SHINee signed album. So it all worked out in the end. I only ended up paying for 2 like copies of it, and the person who I sold the SHINee one to, I gave him the same price that I paid for it because I was like, you know, I'm not gonna ask for like a higher cost, but yeah, I just did like a normal cost. But yeah, so I'm very happy to have these. I really like these. Been on a all member signed streak recently since the Monsta X albums, so I bought CRUSH Game because when they came back with this mini album, I wanted a signed version, because this was around the time that I decided I wanted a signed version from all of my faves, and CRUSH were doing all member signed, and I was like, that's perfect because I want to have an all member signed version from them because they haven't had them any physical releases in Korea, and yeah, I'm hoping that they release something else next year. I've heard rumors of that, but I just really hope that it's true that they're going to do more in Korea next year. Yeah, I love this mini album. This is my favorite mini album from CRUSH, I'm pretty sure. I love all of the songs on it, so I'm really happy that I have a signed version of this. And I kind of wish I had gotten a normal version, and I didn't really tape this that well, but I guess I'll fix that after this video. But yeah, I think it looks really pretty with the silver on the black, and this is the only album I have that's like this. No, I have the GOT7 one, but the GOT7 one didn't turn out as like pretty as this. Like whatever pen Youngjae was using obviously had written on a lot more albums than the ones CRUSH were using, but they're one of my favorites. I love CRUSH, so yeah, I'm so happy to have this. And then the 2 that I bought in the second half of this year was BAP's 5th single album, Put 'Em Up, and this actually wasn't an M-Wave. I made an entire video where I was explaining this, but all K-pop sometimes does group orders for signed albums, I guess? Question mark, maybe? But I participated in the BAP one because I was interested in trying out their shop, and here's the signatures on that. So I ended up getting an all-member signed. They were all member signed, but they were only selling so many, so I put in my order pretty fast and ended up getting it. And it took me forever to get this album. It shipped out faster than M-Wave usually does, I think because it was just a smaller order. And I feel like M-Wave deals with so many group orders of signed albums all the time that that's why it takes so long, but this one didn't take long. There wasn't like a video to go along with it though, like a meet and greet had, so that was a little weird that I just suddenly had a signed album. So I don't trust all K-pop, but That's the only one that I'm like, I don't really know if that's like actually signed because there's no video of them like being at all K-pop, but they've had signed albums for years now, so it's probably fine. And then I also got Madtown's third mini album, All Membered, signed this year, and I love this. It's so pretty. With like, minus the UP10TION one, this one is really pretty because it's like the only like interesting like shades of colors I have really like for the album to go on. Like the BAP one, literally like these are their signatures, like 100%. These are their signatures, but it just looks really messy because there's a lot going on the cover. But this one, there's like the boys on the cover, but also it's like, I don't know, it's just really pretty. So yeah, that is it. These are all my signed albums. So currently I have 9 signed albums, and I kind of want to like start buying more in 2017. It's one of my goals for next year is to buy more signed albums. These are all of my signed albums. I really, really love having signed albums. Some people are really into merchandise and like folders and stuff, but I'm just really into signed albums. So yeah, that's what I'm doing recently. And I keep them all in their own crate underneath my bed. They're not with the rest of my albums. They're in their own separate place. But yeah, so I store them all together like this in their plastic. And I've made a video about how I do this before. So if you're interested, I can link that down below. I hope Mnet does more meet and greets. They've been doing a lot of like last minute meet and greets lately, and I'm just like, I don't have the money for this. You need to give me time to think about it and decide if I'm going to do a group order or if I'm going to buy it myself. Like, I buy most of them myself. I like when they're all member signed and not like a random member signed because then I can just do it myself. But I also want to start leaving messages in 2017. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this small collection video, and if you have any other kinds of collections you would like to see on my channel, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section down below. And if you collect signed albums or not, how many signed albums do you have and where did you get them from? And I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye!